Tenzing Phuntsok is a Tibetan calligrapher who studied calligraphy at Sara College in Dharamshala. He gives his best to preserve and promote Tibetan language by sharing it with Tibetans as well as the Westerners. For today's episode, let's welcome Tenzing Phuntsok La. Tenzing Phuntsok La, it's lovely to have you for today's episode. Welcome to Tibet TV show.
Thank you, Tesla. I'm really happy and really exciting to be here and really honored and with the conversation with Tibet TV. I'm really thank you.
We are thankful to you too, Tenzing Phuntsok La, for coming, and we know that it's very late on your side. I think it's past midnight, and yet you were all ready to speak with us. Thank you for that. Anyways, Tenzing Phuntsok La, moving on with our conversation, can you tell us how did your love for calligraphy start? Since you started Tibetan calligraphy at a very young age, how did you realize your interest in Tibetan calligraphy?
Tibetan calligraphy, actually it came from when I was in school, I was really good. I get always good mark in a point in a drawing. And I love to draw any image or any poster. That time we have comics, and I used to draw comics pictures, and then I took the opportunity that I thought, okay, why not I can join in a Tibetan letters. So when I start the Tibetan calligraphy, it goes very beautifully, and I thought, I want to try. I want to go on a Tibetan calligraphy. So I thought, that's my subject. I will take this advantage from my drawing.
So basically, yes. You started from your school age itself.
Yeah, in the school age, yes.
Tenzing Phuntsok La, you have been participating in the Tibetan festivals that are held in Toronto, like Tibet Bazaar and Little Tibet, where you witnessed many people from all over the world coming to you and appreciating your work in calligraphy. So, Tenzing Phuntsok La, why do you think so that Tibetan calligraphy is important? And why did you plan on continuing with the Tibetan calligraphy after completing his course from Sara College in Dharamshala and moving to the West?
Yeah, before I came to Toronto, I was in Netherlands, in Europe. I used to participate lots of many festivals there where I can show my own Tibetan letter culture, the language calligraphy. I used to draw like each people names and whatever they want with the family, children names. That time they only comes only Europeans and Westerners. Since I moved to Toronto, participate in Tibet Bazaar and Little Tibet Festival. There comes lots of Tibetan people. They said, we are here like a 15, 20 years, and we never seen like a Tibetan young guys, they can do like a live Tibetan calligraphy. And they really pray for me and they really appreciate. I thought, okay, there's those, when they really appreciate, they do really support me. And they inspired me to do, why not I can do continue. This is a part of our culture as I am Tibetan. I found this is a way I have to show how beautiful Tibetan calligraphy and letters to the world.
You have a wonderful thought, Tenzing Phuntsok La. And also, like I have mentioned in your introduction, that you give your level best in promoting and preserving the Tibetan language by sharing it with not just with the Tibetans, but also the Westerners. And I know that there are so many people from all over the world, including the Tibetans, coming up to you and asking you to write their names in Tibetan so that they can have it framed it up in their homes. So, I've also heard that you conduct workshops. So,
yes.
Tenzing Phuntsok La, can you please tell us how is Tibetan calligraphy perceived in the West? And what kind of response are you receiving from the people in the West regarding your work and regarding Tibetan calligraphy?
Okay, wow, there's a lot of questions in the one question. There's lot of questions. I cannot count, but I counted a lot of. I participate in the festival in the Europe and in the America and now in the Toronto. But most people, they love to have their own names, and especially for young generation, they grow up in the West, and their families they want Westerners or Tibetans. They want to see how beautiful Tibetan calligraphy is. They ask me, "Can you write?" I have my own kids' Tibetan names. They never seen Tibetan language in their life because they grow up here, they're born here. So they really ask me to, I then need to write. I write to them. They really appreciate. They later, oh, why not? I can put it on my in the house or in the wall, and Tanga, and on the side there's Tibetan names. It's not only names, but it's also Tibetan letters, because Tibetan letters has a each very sensitive. Each letter has a meaning, so they have not only names, but they have a meaning. Toronto is a big platform. There's a lots of multicultural, so I can show my or Tibetan letters, calligraphy to the world. The people, they really appreciate my hard work, and I studied this one really hard. Like it's almost 17 years I'm doing these Tibetan letters.
And
Yeah.
also, I believe that you have written almost 10,000 names, right?
Yeah. I think more. Yeah, I think more, because of when I was in Tibet Fest, Ticket for Tibet in Europe. There's a Tashinobu and there's a few Dutch guys. They organize that almost like more than 10,000 people, and the Westerners and Tibetan from Europe. And that time I did like, I think one day more than 3,000 people named Westerner Tibetan in the Tibetan calligraphy, in Tibetan language. So it makes me, I thought, oh wow, that's how beautiful Tibetan letter is. So because people, they love it. I think so altogether I did more than 10,000 people names, and their wishes, and in the Tibetan calligraphy.
So nice to know that you are creating awareness on the beauty of Tibetan language, right?
Yes,
Okay,
you're right.
so how often do you conduct your workshops on calligraphy?
I do most of workshop is Tibetan letters, how to write Tibetan language, and how to write Tibetan calligraphy, and I teach them how to speak some words. And I used to do it when I was in Europe, like every four times in the year. There's a different festival, so I get only 2 hours, 2 hours for place. I can do the Tibetan workshop. So most of we have like not much Tibetan. Most of Westerner and Europeans, they show how beautiful Tibetan culture, and so they participate. They really appreciate not only me, Tibetan Buddhism and Tibetan language and Tibetan letters. They really love it. They really support me. Now since I moved here, I cannot do much in Canada because of the I'm here almost 3 years. So I did it when I was in Europe many times.
Tenzila, with the help of modern technology, not only different fonts are available on the computers, but it's also quite time-saving too. So, Tenzila, being a Tibetan calligrapher, can you tell us the significance of preserving this art of calligraphy even when we have more efficient options available?
Okay, that's a good question. So actually, I love by handwritings, pure hand. I get a lot of people from for example, the people, they got nice tattoos and beautiful mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, or great holy mantra, but most of they got it from internet. It's really wrong, because they found in a computer. The computer, the people, they make it like whoever who can make it nice, beautiful, but there's a mantra, there's a meaningful. It looks great from computer, but I believe more in my pure handwritings, and by hand you can feel it, you can touch it. Oh, this is a pure handwriting. Everywhere what I do, do pure by hand. I love to feel it, people. That's a pure Tibetan calligraphy.
And also, the
Yes.
authentic way of practicing Tibetan calligraphy is also by hand, right?
Yes, I also trying to get by hand, actually by pure brush. When I was in the school, we have a pen on the top. You have to cut it. There's also when you are in a script, you have to write it. But it's actually authentic Tibet. The calligraphy from it comes from brush, pure brush hair. Yeah, this
Okay.
comes. You can make so smooth. It's beautiful.
So, Tenzila, we all know that 30th April is Tibetan Calligraphy Day. And there is this very interesting fact as to why this day was chosen as Tibetan Calligraphy Day. So, Tenzila, can you share with us the reason behind this?
30 April was chosen because of these 13 days of fourth month. match is the 30 Tibetan alphabet of Tibetan language. Ka to A is a 30 language. We have a 4 of Tibetan language, which is a vowel, 4 vowel of Tibetan language, E, U, A, O, which is 30 alphabet and 4 numbers. That is how we decided Tibetan Language Day on 30 April. That's why we celebrate.
Tenzila, I am sure all the viewers who are watching this episode are so inspired and so proud of you. Being a young Tibetan, you have shown this keen interest in Tibetan language by planning to carry it forward even in the West. And Tenzila, I also feel, and everybody knows that Tibetan language is one of the most important aspects in preserving our Tibetan identity. And I'm so glad that a young person like you is doing this. Thank you so much, Tenzila, for speaking to Tibet TV, and thank you for your wonderful knowledge about Tibetan calligraphy.
Thank you, Sakina, and thank you very much for I'm having this great opportunity in a conversation with Tibet TV. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again, Tenzila. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next episode of In Conversation with Tibet TV.